know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. So why did Karen do it? Why did she choose to go into the rehab and recovery center? That is what Wendy is asking at the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. And of course, we're going to do a reaction, the anatomy of the scene, if you will, okay? At the scene of not the crime, because this ain't technically the scene of the crime, but this is where the crime is being talked about. Was it a crime? Well, I guess it was. If the verdict is guilty. Okay. So let's get it allegedly. Because everything is alleged, y'all. Listen, if you guys are not following me, please be sure to subscribe and hit that like button down below. If you're watching this right now, go ahead and smack it up, flip it, rub it down, smack it up, flip it, rub it down. And of course, join the texting community, but text me 202-918-3386. Especially if you want to join our Rich Life community. What is that? It's a community where people who are members, okay, we are platinum members. We get discounts on not only flights, hotels, but movies, concerts. There's the Beyonce tickets that I was able to look up last night before the pre-sale ended. There was also tickets to other concerts, but I also get to make money on a day-to-day basis. So when I teach other people how to do the same thing with the specific membership. So if this is for you, and if you are somebody who likes to make money, save money, want some opportunities, options, and likes to travel and likes to live good, then you can monetize your lifestyle. Tap into Rich Life, okay? So with that being said, let's get into the scene of let's get into the scene. Shout out to Mr. Housewives. That's where I first saw this.
Saying that she's doing it before her sentencing. And I'm wondering, is she doing it because she feels like she needs help, or is she doing it because she feels like it will lighten the blow of the sentence?
Well,
Wendy, see, Dr. Wendy, paging Dr. Wendy. We're not really paging her, but y'all know what I'm saying. Wendy asked a valid question. It's the same question most of us asked, because if we're being realistic, I mean, I think that's really okay. We later learned that she got a new team of attorneys, or a new legal team, I should say. So then the question will remain, because the other legal team, why did they allow her to go through the season acting as though she would be vindicated when there's video footage that would indicate, absolutely otherwise? So the question is, why would they allow her to go through with that? Were they the best fit for her in this instance? So then with the new legal team, would they be then saying, well, Karen, at this point, you should probably check yourself into some place. This will make it at least look like you are getting some help. And this could perhaps make the judge a bit more sympathetic in your sentencing. I think Wendy is asking the correct question.
let's give her grace.
We're all giving.
So, and it's interesting too that Stacey is taking up for Karen after their blow up at the dog and pony show. I mean, that was a whole moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, Karen was coming for her pretty hard. So, to me, it was unnecessarily so, but it did get Stacey active and activated.
We're all giving her grace.
We're all giving her grace.
Yes.
No, we're all giving
I'm
her
just happy
grace.
that she's in recovery
Yeah.
and taking care of herself.
Yeah, I get
Let's
that.
just acknowledge that.
I get that.
I mean, yes, that's the other side of this, is that Karen is, regardless of how she got there, she's there. And the goal with that place with the recovery center, is to recover. So how she got there, is it even as important as the fact that she actually is getting the help? I mean, that's a question. That's really the question.
But I feel like sometimes, like what you're trying to say is by us questioning her as her friends, you're trying to lessen what we're saying, and that's not fair. This doesn't have to be cookie cutter all the time.
I think that there's some merit to what Wendy is saying as well. You know, this doesn't have to be cookie cutter all the time. And I think that that was also a little bit of a shot at Stacey as well, who is very much presents as cookie cutter. You know, like very happy, almost with a certain sense of naivete, especially when it comes to this world of housewives.
Of friendship is also being honest.
We should be supportive and positive.
Do I also feel that
I think that Wendy is correct in her assessment. And this is why I think Wendy is excelling this season as a housewife. It is because when she was sticking up for Karen, she was definitely sticking up for Karen. But now, in light of what she has found out that Karen has said about her, I feel like she is okay. So now we've got to let me take off my own blinders and let me analyze the situation from an objective perspective. But Stacey is very much Team Karen in this moment, which is very interesting too. So let's hear what Mia has to say.
she's going to rehab right now because she's trying to like lessen her sentence? Absolutely.
I mean, okay, and there you have it. That's what Mia thinks. But I think Giselle makes a solid point here.
Anybody would.
Right. I was going to say.
I can't knock the hustle.
Yeah, right.
So everybody kind of agrees, like, and as I did too. If my attorney is saying, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, I'm going to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So I can get that sentence lessened if at all possible, especially when the verdict turns out to be guilty.
I would too.
I
would too.
So as Stacey is saying that's unfair, I'm like, I don't know that that's an unfair assessment. I think that's an objective perspective, especially given the timing of when she chose to go versus what she was saying during the season. What she was saying during the season was before any of that video footage was released. And then you have this footage released, there's this verdict that comes out, and it's like, well, your next step should definitely be to do something. Okay. So also we find out here that it is Ashley who indeed brings the picture of Karen to the reunion stage.
Feeling that the Grand Dame would not be present today.
Oh my God. Oh, and
So she had a feeling that Karen would not be there. And I would have to say, given the temperature of what was going on, that's probably a reasonable assessment. I would advise, if I'm not even a real attorney or anything like that, I would advise my client do not go to this reunion. Do not go.
Make sure that she's here in white, okay?
Okay.
She's right here.
Okay.
You know.
And how would the Grand Dame feel about second position?
I was about to say you might bump her over.
Put her here.
Let's put her here.
Oh, not just they'll say put her here. We all know that if Karen was there, she'd be in that first chair.
Let's put her here. It's my picture. It's my picture.
Ashley, come on down.
It's my picture. Okay.
So the grand sit right next to her. If this is any indication of what the reunion is going to give, I'm actually quite intrigued. I mean, I feel like you've got some players doing some things that I wouldn't have necessarily expected. I think because they waited so long in the season to give us that reveal about Karen and Wendy until like the last episode, that it was like really, really a thing, and that confrontation really, really happened. And we did not get to see Wendy address her. Will they show that clip of Wendy addressing her during the reunion? Because I need to know how Wendy gets from this space of having Karen's back 110% to now saying in the trailer, that right there is not my friend. And then also basically questioning, like, what was the true motive for going to rehab in the first place? Why would you go to why go to rehab at that point in time? Is it to actually get the help that she needs, or is it to lessen the blow of the actual sentencing, which is set to come up, I think, in the next 2 weeks at this point? So that's going to be an interesting thing to see. And it's also going to be interesting because we're going to find out that sentencing during the period of time that the reunion is actually airing on Bravo. So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you agree with Wendy? Do you agree with Mia? But do you also kind of agree with Stacey? Whose side are you on in this situation? I kind of want to know your thoughts about it. And as always, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button. Make sure you guys are also following me on the Snapchat, as that is in one of the corners up here at the top. And of course, we'll catch you in the next video.